When I was 4, my best friend Yusuf was deaf. I had to learn sign language quite quickly. We communicated via the pressing of hands and the focusing on each other's presence. Every conversation a secret handshake, a smile that exists in every language. Our joy was the loudest kind of beautiful. Our laughter, a reckless noise that echoed through our London apartment complex. When I was 4, my mother introduced me to God in the cutest way possible. She said Jesus was her friend and asked if I would be his friend too. And we communicated the same way me and Yusuf did, through the pressing of hands and the focusing on each other's presence. And ain't it just like God, to speak in signs? My mother says if you're ignorant to the hand of God and everything, your prayers will always sound like dial tone. But that summer, my parents told me we were moving to Toronto, and everything grew silent. The 4-year-old in me wished that hands were actually telephones, that way we'd never be disconnected, but I'm now 28. I'm distant from London and trying to get back to God. Toronto forced my hand to be a violent translator, a closed fist the only sign I know now. Moved again to Hamilton. I was a bullied kid with a hate and love relationship with recess. Prisoned my hands in my pockets and stopped speaking altogether. My grandmother dies. And toxic masculinity won't allow me to cry. Grief sounds like a muted scream. My mother walks in my room, sees me in tears, face buried in my hands, knows I'm silent, and yet deep in conversation. It's nights like this I miss God the most. And ain't he the best type of friend, the type you can lay beside, not have to say anything and feel understood. And I realize how close me and Yusuf actually were, how silence is our mother tongue. And I wonder how many black boys learn sign language in search of camaraderie. There's so much integrity in sign language, how your words and actions have to match. And I wonder what it means that I've forgotten it all. If I met Yusuf, how would I tell him how much I valued his friendship back then? How would I tell him I loved him? And then I realized love has its own divine decibel. When something is this loud, you don't necessarily hear it anymore. You feel it in your chest. You just really have to listen.